Hi, everybody. How we doing?
Good, good. I like the
Good.
freeze frame.
Oh, yeah. That's
I've got
what.
an ad at the moment, so I can't see it. Oh, yeah.
That's what Ano posted. Mm.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Enjoying a nice bagel and glass of water. I have seriously cut back the coffee intake. Last time I had a proper cup of coffee was give me a moment. Wednesday last week. Because Thursday I had half a cup, not even. Friday, Saturday, I had 0. Sunday, I had maybe like 3 or 4 sips of coffee. Monday, I had 1 cup of decaf. And Tuesday, I had like 4 sips of decaf. I mean, I was back to Wednesday again. I've like not properly had coffee in almost a week. It's
You feeling it?
yeah, like last night I got a caffeine headache and stuff like that.
Oh,
I've
those are the
it was
worst.
but it was my first one. Usually I get a caffeine headache like 2 days in. I've been able to hold it off that long. So and I might end up having either more decaf later on today or end up having like maybe like a cup or so tomorrow. But I'm really trying to get through the oh boy. But that also means I have to sleep so much more. Like otherwise you just can't. You can't function. It sucks. But so I totally did not realize Neil wasn't with us this week. I was like waiting on Neil. Where the hell's Neil? Well, he's not coming this week. Remember when he told you that like 4 weeks ago? And 3 weeks ago? And 2 weeks ago? Don't know if he mentioned it last week or not, but he definitely mentioned it all those other times. Like, oh yeah. No, I don't remember that. Don't remember that at all.
Yeah, he said specifically because there was a holiday on one day that would push all of his stuff, and so he would have to be doing something on Wednesday.
Because we also had a holiday on Monday. We had Memorial Day.
I don't know what it is in
England, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Memorial Day was instituted after World War II. So it could be the same thing. I don't know. So, I mean, because it's for all fallen soldiers, but I think they put it in place after World War II, so it could be. I don't know. Either way. Yeah, none of us here are British. So
Yep.
and thank God for that. Yeah, we what was I saying? We don't have Memorial Day in Germany, huh? So we
Scott, no.
just strange that they wouldn't. So totally bizarre. So you so last time we played, we ended with you guys, with Tesh specifically, your characters feeling a little bit weary about the breach that they had just done down below, the sludge, kind of like the translucent but greenish, yellowish greenish, slimy stuff coming out of the bottom of the keep. Felt a little bit weary about that and decided that you would want to take some sort of turns keeping an eye on what's happening outside. Tash, it was your character Gallon that went first, and in doing so, he got to witness a little bit of all those knocks, tapping on the chamber door, certainly called out to the creatures beyond in the swamp, and unfortunately, the area
inhabitants.
yeah, it was a little rough. So they came in. There was 3 of them. 3 of this. Oh my God, what are they called? Scrags. 3 of the Scrags actually came to attack. But they actually attacked with a bit of a plan. They weren't foolish. Scrags, you have a bit of intelligence to them. When they came to attack, they actually swam along the water, as Scrags typically do. and they jumped up right around where the little thin area is, where the end of the turnaround, almost like bay or pool area of the stream happens to be, and right at the base of where it's going to cut into the new canal. So they kind of like popped up in that area there and said, "Cool, let's take care of this." Instead of clawing away at the dirt that was there, releasing a chain reaction, trying to release a chain reaction effect to cause like the water to come bursting through and to fill up the area way before they were all prepared for it. Water certainly did come bursting through. They actually got that to happen, but partially due to the intervention of Gallon and him hurling some crystals over that way and whatnot, as well as the other guards that have to be on duty over there. What was that?
There was fire arrows. I used arrows, torch, plus stuff to fire arrows at them.
Oh, like knock and fire arrows at them. Gotcha. Yeah. As well as the guards that happen to be on duty over there. Unfortunately, some of those guards lost their lives as they were sprung upon by the scrags, as well as, the others that unfortunately lost their lives because the amount of water that kind of rushed through there was a bit much and got people, slammed up against the stone on the other side, which had a crippling effect, or maybe they would have been drowned, whatever the case may be. Unfortunately, a few people lost their lives in the scenario, but you were able to stop the full-tail devastation from happening. The whole area did not blast open. They were eventually able to kind of like get stuff up to stop, to kind of like plug up the water, and this time added more assurance to make it more difficult for somebody to try to do that again before they were done. Eventually, you would have gone back inside, and this is where we left off. You got trolled hard. Wow, Green. Wow, that hurts a little bit. Eventually, you would have gone back inside to go and kind of like inform the other two what had transpired. I don't know who intended to take second watch, but I imagine Viggo was go. Viggo, were you going to go second or last?
It doesn't matter. I'll take second, I suppose.
Okay, either way. So you would kind of go in there and would actually inform Viggo, commanding officer, right? Inform Viggo of what it was that had just transpired. So I'll throw it to you up for that one.
Okay.
Viggo, we unfortunately my watch was eventful. They were attacked by scrags. I don't know if there's going to be more on the way. They attempted to flood the dig site and succeeded partly. I helped them.
Did they repel? They didn't kill. They just repelled, right? Yeah.
I helped to repel the scrags from distance using my bow and arrow and some cloth and torches that were nearby, but they could very well be back.
I told the warden that the sounds would draw the creatures. It seems like they may not have taken my warning all that seriously. At least we had the forethought to still post up. So good work, Gallon. Hopefully,
Thank you.
Now that they've been driven off, the guard may be doubled or something.
They seem to have
Sure.
taken things a bit more seriously now. They reinforced the area in hopes of stopping that plan from working again, but I assume they're taking it a bit more seriously now.
I hope so. Well, I have next to watch. I'll let Tristan keep sleeping for now. I'll inform him of everything once my shift is over. Get some rest, Gallon.
Gladly.
We leave tomorrow.
Yep, and he'll go and lay down. Still in his crystal. He's going to leave it on for now, and it doesn't affect him doing that.
Going outside to see the area while it's still dark out, because by the time his shift ends, it's still like very dark. So you can imagine your shift will be ending as the sun is not seen, not even cresting, but as the light of the sun is starting to kind of come up on the horizon. Well, that's when your shift would probably be ending, Jake, and Tristan would be coming out to do his, and you can catch the last couple hours if you're asleep or whatever you got to do. While you're out there, one of the things that you notice is that because the water did spill over, because it did spill in, it unfortunately did kind of like cover up where a lot of that mucky stuff happened to be, or that goop happened to be, and it kind of like mixed with it. So it made it so it's the people that were supposed to be kind of testing that and see what the significance of it, so on and so forth. Unfortunately, everything's kind of mixed in now. They're going to have to try to separate it out. But even worse, the people's responsibility it was to do that kind of research. They were down in the water before. They were down in the area before when the water came splashing through. They were the ones that were caught by the water that came rushing in, and they were the ones that, not all, but some lost their lives and others were very heavily injured. Funny enough, again, you found out about them being heavily injured, but none of them were brought into the infirmary where you guys are staying. Nonetheless, the area down there, they're now trying to do what they can to try to bucket out the water. One of the things that you're able to kind of notice after a bit of time watching is that at least the viscosity of the two different liquids is a little bit different. Wow, 48 months, Midori. Has it really been that long?
Time.
Jesus. Oh my God, what month is it? It's June. And Midori is one of the first people. Yeah, it even says first right there. Holy crap. Has it been 4 years? Wow. That's right. This month makes 4 years since I was an affiliate. Forgot about that because I started the channel, I think, officially in May or April 4 years ago. But then obviously affiliate takes 30 days plus approval to come in. So it takes like, let's call it 6 weeks. So to come in. Well, I didn't realize it'd been 4 years for Daelric. Huh. Ah, cool. And October makes 5 years for Lost Initiative when it comes by.
It's been a long time.
Aw, thanks, Fedori. Anyways, back to game. So yeah, luckily the viscosity of the goop that's down there happens to be particularly thick. So it does make it so they are able to kind of shovel away, bucket out much of the water that's down there to try to separate it out from the other stuff. But it's kind of like if you were to mix up Jello with water afterwards. Yeah, you can see the pockets of Jello afterwards, but you're also going to see bubbles of water inside of the Jello. The Jello is kind of broken apart and floating around in there. Areas where the Jello kind of shook off a little bit too thin of spots. It's going to have that oil water kind of look happening to it. What's the word I'm looking for? Is it covalent? Because it's not bonding, right? I don't know. I forget
that sounds right.
It's been a long time since I've had to study chemistry. I'm terrible at chemistry, anyways. So either way, they aren't mixing. You can see them down there doing this kind of bucketing. Is there anything your character will be doing in this scenario? We're just kind of like keeping an eye out, and God forbid there's any form of attacks. Looking over sturges, which are way, way worse at night. Actually, you haven't been out at night before, so I don't think you have to... Huh. Why don't we actually have... Midori, if you're still here, why don't you go ahead and roll me a D100 real quick?
Oh, no. Because we've been real lucky with those chat rolls.
The most lucky.
Yeah, yeah.
And in case Midori isn't still here, why don't we have Steve roll a D100? Steve, mind you, low is bad.
That being said, I found out I'm even more cursed with Canadian Will, as a DM, because he has yet to have a combat where he didn't crit me.
Yet I one where didn't crit you. Does he open roll? Does he behind the
He's done both open rolls and behind thing.
Midori! Coming in with a win!
He started open rolling to show, and then he double crit me dead in one round with the open rolls. So
that's funny. He killed you.
Yeah, no, it's hilarious. I'm in 2 separate games, and in both of them, it has the same effect of just crit on crit on crit on crit.
What was I gonna say? So, I need you to go ahead and roll me a perception check there, Viggo.
Sure.
Oh,
Oh no!
I mean, I'm not even gonna roll my. You know, I suppose by rules, I will roll my stealth check.
one.
Sure, I'll gladly roll 91. At least the 20 was wasted on that, you know? It was guaranteed success. Oh, and aren't you guys
the stealthiest of boys?
aren't you guys scared of what criticals? Isn't that right? You guys are scared of criticals?
Yeah, we're scared in this one.
Yeah.
I will say, I voted for either way.
Uh-huh. Wimps. So, sir, you have no idea that I'm coming up to make a touch attack against you. So this is a flat-footed touch attack, which is a rough place to be.
What do I get for my mosquito stuff again?
Oh, I take a
They
minus
have
5
a
to my
-5,
to my
yeah.
touch. Yep. So you just kind of stay normal. I take 5 off my touch. And so this is a flat-footed touch attack, which means it's a touch attack that doesn't include a dex to AC. So it's more or less just 10. Unless you have anything else. I'm just going against that. Oh, no. Oh, yes.
Oh no, my touch is 12.
Yeah, because you have a +2. You have a +2 dexterity, don't you?
Yeah.
But you're flat-footed because they snuck up on you. So you denied your dexterity, and it's a touch attack. So it's a hit.
What the fuck is that?
I said that 3 times before I even rolled. That's why the stealth check mattered. Okay. Now I am happy. So
fucking goddammit.
So since I attached myself to Viggo, I am going to go ahead and well, you know, I'm going to suck a point of constitution off of him. Thank you. Viggo, your character now has a scourge attached to you, kind of from behind, and went off of you. How does your character react?
Well, he's fucking surprised. So there's that. He probably lets out a yell and then just starts with one hand trying to hit the thing on on his back and grabs his dagger with the other hand.
Okay. So you want to try to stab at the thing?
No, I'm hoping my yelling is gonna get one of the guards coming at me.
Oh, the guards will absolutely come over to try to assist, but so you're more or less just trying to get the darn thing off while yelling. If you want to do that, then you could actually do a CMB. It's a grapple to try to get off.
Is that?
Because it's attached.
I mean, I can't attack it while it's attached, can I?
I mean, let's see. I think you technically can. I think. Give me 1 second.
It's a very awkward way to try and attack something.
Yeah.
just back into a wall.
You would have to, let's see, grapple check or escape artist check against it. It can be removed. Yeah, I don't know if you can attack behind you. It doesn't have any rules for or against it. So I know its AC gets modified too while it's attached, but it doesn't have any rules for or against it. So I would say yes, but you're going to have penalties.
What type of penalties are we talking? Because there might not be a need to even try it.
So improved cover is what, +5?
Just become like the bears scratching on the tree with the back. Get off.
That'd be included in part of like a grapple check. There we go. Did my phone just vibrate? It did. My wife texted me. Improved cover is a plus. Oh, sorry. let's see. In situations normal cover, the AC can be doubled. So let's see. That is +8. There we go. That goes in line with the
to its AC.
Yeah, that goes in line with the other stuff that works with the Sturge. So +8. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I can't get it. I can't
Try-
attack it.
Trying to get it.
I
off
have
then,
to
I think.
use. Yeah, but it's my CMB is not good. But I have no choice. Yeah, so I'm just going to.
You can also
I don't know if
escape
there's anything
artist.
near me.
You can also escape artist
No,
as well.
I can't escape
Okay.
artist.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Well,
That was almost
No.
high.
Do you want to luck it?
no.
Oh, you sure?
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so you kind of like go attacking at the thing. Luckily, you didn't roll so poorly that you had a chance of cutting yourself. But you sort of like stab at the thing back there, but you can't get to do so. So the other guards start running over and realizing what's happening, and kind of come over to start trying to assist you. They'll assist you in a moment. It's still attached. It sucks another point of Constitution. Glug, glug, glug. It's your turn, and the guards are going to try to get it off.
All right. So I there's no fort saves or anything. That's just what it does.
Yep.
Okay. That's not good.
Sturgises are dangerous.
So I'm just trying to modify my Constitution.
Oh, I had to make a buff and just call it Sturgis and do negative con on the buff. It wouldn't let me change it otherwise.
All right. Well, yeah. What can I try and do? Assist the guard who's coming to help me.
Yep. You kind of like more or less bend over and grab your knees and be like, get it off. Kind of like reveal your back to make it nice and easy, so they can kind of like swing by with a sword or something.
Yep.
You'd think they'd be used to
Aid
Sturgis
another.
now and know what to
Aid
do.
another.
So grapple strike DC 10 for you to be able to do the aid.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, come on.
You don't aid them. So they come over and they start trying to grapple the Sturge, but the Sturge has a really good bonus to grappling once it's attached. So this is going to be the guard coming over to try to disattach it for you.
You'd feel like they'd know what to do if their Sturgis are this common.
Oh yeah, of course. They grab them off or they attack them. But if they attack them, they have a chance of hurting you. And you're a commanding officer. You're an officer, so you don't want to take chances of that.
God damn. Oh my God.
That guard was not very successful. He was not able to aid, and the other guard trying to assist.
This is why we don't have chat roll things.
So a 17 sounds like it would be enough to
It's
remove it. Give me 1 second. I just want to confirm.
I'm very sure it's not, because I remember getting something like an 18 and it didn't let me remove it.
Yeah, it's a little bit above that. All right. Now it's the Sturgis turn. Glug, glug, glug. 3 points of Constitution. It's your turn, Jake.
I can't fucking do anything.
You can attack or you can try to aid them.
Try and
Yeah,
aid them or
sure.
something.
Aid them. Nope. No,
Yeah,
12,
But that
yeah.
does aid. That does aid. Oh my God.
Successfully aided. That's 2 aids. Here's the guard
Oh,
actually
cool.
ripping it off.
Let's
That's
do it.
22.
2 aids?
The other guard finally grabs the thing and rips it off of you. And immediately the Sturge like and starts trying to fly off.
Stab it. Stab at it. Stab at it.
I'd love to.
He's got it grappled. Stab at it.
Yeah.
He pulls it free. You are definitely able to make an attack of opportunity as it's trying to fly away.
It would be threatened as well, wouldn't it?
It would be.
You mean +2 for flanking? I'm fine with that.
Yes.
Uh,
Also for sneak attack was the big reason.
yeah,
Oh
there's
no, I'm not
+2
fine with that. No,
Too late.
Oh.
You said yes.
thank God.
Damn it.
Thank God.
It's
Okay.
10. 10, what's their AC?
When they're not attached, much higher. Want to luck it?
No.
All right. So it goes to fly away. One of the other guards will get attacked. I'll say the guard that was aiding will have their sword out. The other guard will not have their sword out. So the guard that was aiding is going to make a attack against it.
He has a +2.
Stab at it. Stab at it. Yes.
Oh my god!
Good.
And it's a long
Kill
it's a
this
long
one.
sword because this is sorry, it's a bastard sword because this is Pathfinder. Oh, because this is
Paradel.
Paradel. Thank you.
There you go.
And he
Hey!
kills it. Oh my god! That means it doesn't use your blood to go make babies. That's good news.
Can I have my blood back, please?
Just stick its face back inside me and squeeze it.
Oh no.
That's how it works, right?
Oh. Hey, I mean, you might be able to get something from it for alchemy stuff.
Ooh, Sturge blood mixed with your blood.
Was planning on doing something like that, Tesh. So good to
actually-
know we think alike.
Something really cool happened at work yesterday. So there was a chonker of a fly at work. And when I say chonker, I mean one of those ones where like
Yeah, the
it
big
doesn't
ones.
it doesn't quite fly as fast as the other ones. It's kind of like
It's the clumsy
big
flying
slow.
where they like
Yeah, it's like a-
bounce into things.
Yeah, it was so massive. So, anyways, it was sitting there, and the guy that I work with, Brian, he actually slowly walked up behind it, and he swiped his hand from behind it over it, caught it, hummed it at a cabinet door, and it bounced off the cabinet door, fell on the ground, and he stomped on it. And I was like, he got it.
So excessive.
I was like, I was like, that was such a ninja move. Holy shit. So he was just like, whoa, boom.
So
It's like, oh my God.
in the vein of that, I have once at my parents' house where I was cooking, just because a fly was really annoying me, instinctively I was like doing stuff, and then I just did one of these, cooking, and I caught it, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, how the hell? I'll never do that again. But
Yeah.
I was so proud of the fact that I did it.
So cool. I'm like,
Big was the Sturge, by the way.
how big was it?
Yeah,
Tiny sized?
tiny sized.
Yeah, tiny sized. Which is the size of a cat,
Okay.
you know. Because, cats are definitely the size of something you want sucking your blood. It's like the size of like a spider monkey. Anyways,
All right, well, I'm going to take the 2 halves of this Sturge.
somebody's fantasizing over there about how it was killed, watching your own blood oozing out of it. But because of the fact that the blood is mixing with various other chemicals inside there, you know what I mean? It's actually kept rather thin. It's almost like a blood thinner inside there. So the blood is kind of like oozing out pretty quickly. So I imagine very quickly you have to go and kind of like pick them up and button it off and whatnot. What do you do with the Sturge bits there, buddy?
They're going to go in my portable alchemy lab.
Jake's about to invent needles.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to stop being a Metahina somehow.
His name becomes Viggo Jab. Is that what you guys call them in Australia as well? Jabs?
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard it said, but like not often.
Because here you say, I gotta go get a shot. But I know in like
Yeah.
England you say, I'm gonna go get a jab.
No,
I've heard both.
shot is what I hear most of the time. But
Okay,
I have
yeah.
heard jab.
Yeah, makes sense. Instead of vaccination, it's Vigonation. Vigonation. That's funny. That's funny. You have these anti-Vigoers. Anti-Vig. Anti-Vig. Oh, it's so funny. All right. I don't know if you guys
Yes,
watch.
make a pesticide that kills them. Aha!
I don't know if you guys watch H Bomber Guy or not, but he just did a really good what the hell does he call them? measured response to anti-vaxxing. Oh my god, it was really, really funny. I love H Bomber guy. He's so funny. Oh god. All right. Anyways, back to game. You eventually are going to go back inside, having witnessed it. Well, I'm sorry, Jake. Was there anything else that your character would be doing beyond just kind of like keeping an eye, watching the perimeter, so on and so forth? That's what I had asked you beforehand.
No, not really. If nothing else of note really happens, then no, I'm not doing anything that I shouldn't be.
Awesome. So when you go back inside, you inform Tristan of what happened. He's like, "Oh, I wish I was on guard. I would have given them old scrags the old 1-2, the old 1-2-4. You know what I'm saying? Wait, yeah." And then he goes outside, and that's
That night, the Scrags came back. He gave them the 1-2. He died.
Give him 1-2. Actually, all 4 limbs. You know.
Yeah.
You see the scrag sitting there.
Oh my god.
It's appropriate. Neil has chicken legs. You've seen that kid. He kind of goes outside, and his because of like the time of day or whatever it is, you know, early dawn. It's eventful with significantly more sturges. You know, mosquitoes are a bitch early in the morning if you ever go camping or just live anywhere near any form of trees. They're awful early in the morning, so he has to deal with his own little issues. So, but we'll just say Viggo is significantly more successful. Not Viggo, sorry. Tristan is significantly more successful. He's more competent, so he doesn't have any issues of them getting attached to him. Viggo, for the rest of your night's sleep, you still don't recover that one. Actually, ooh. You can.
I have a question before you say anything.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
Can I medic myself?
That's what I was looking for.
Thing?
That's what I was looking for. Treat deadly wounds does not fix.
No.
That.
I got some of that. I got some of that. Whatever that stuff we found was as well.
The medicine.
Oh, the hags.
How did I define that medicine?
You called it a medicinal herb.
What did I say it does for you?
Anything else?
You didn't write down the rest of what I said.
Did you say anything else?
I did.
Joey? Did you write it down, Joey?
I have its name and in brackets medicinal herb. Okay.
Wow. Wow, that is some solid note keeping, Jake. That is, you know what? You get a bronze star.
That's a step in the right direction for me.
It's a bronze star. Okay, that's better than what you guys get in the Olympics.
I took no notice until we started this campaign. All right.
Oy vey. Okay. The only one of the regular heal skill is that actually provides for that sort of aid was long-term care will help with recovering those things. That, however, is supposed to help with actual heal checks. It was supposed to give you a bonus to heal checks or to help you heal more. You know, like actually heal more damage. But for recovering constitution or ability point damage, I imagine it would do nothing, right? So it helps treat deadly wounds and whatnot, but it would not help with that sort of a thing. And because you were in the middle watch, you wouldn't actually have a full night's rest, so you're still down the 3 constitution going into the next day, unless you choose to spend the entire next day here. That next day going into it, one of the things that you'll know is that they're kind of getting ready to do their first excursion into the actual area down there. I'm not sure what your plan is, if you guys wanted to be a part of that or not, but they're finally starting to actually breach through the wall with people to do some degree of research. They've bucketed up as much water as they're willing to spend their time doing. And everybody else is putting on high boots and starting to make their
I
way
was about
in.
to say, AKA it's slushy.
Yeah. Well, there's also a good amount of the goop that's left and everything too. So
Ooh.
Well, I have an understanding with the warden, and he said we would be going home today. And our orders were to, protect that dig site till they're done. They're done. We delivered the supplies. It's time to go back. As interesting as it is, Viggo is not a historian. So this is
he just
Dreadnought,
crushes history checks.
Yeah,
But we
well,
have,
it means we can refer to that.
yeah. All right. Anyway.
He's like,
time to go.
Viggo,
Time to go home.
Viggo's not adventurous. Viggo's just, he's brave. He's a brave boy. So brave, but he's not very adventurous.
Yeah, he's not that brave. Yeah.
He looks down the hole and goes, nope. So I imagine you go and would speak with the warden again.
Yeah.
You would approach him?
Warden?
It seems as though they're getting ready to head in. They've certainly taken their time getting prepared this morning, but nerves are about to everyone.
Yeah, I can see that on their faces. Maybe they're delayed a little due to the problem last night from the Scrags.
It's an unfortunate situation, but scrags are an everyday part of life here. It should always be expected. Turns to look towards you and says, not interested.
No, sir. I have my orders, and I've fulfilled them. I'm due to report back.
It's a long travel. What's a few more hours before you begin?
I don't think my commanding officer would like the detour. You've seen how when we got here, the Timmer just left straight away. Punctuality is yeah.
Who is your commanding officer again?
I have notes. Give me a second.
I have the name as well.
No, Tess, don't help him.
I've got it.
Tess, don't help him.
I've
Don't
got
help
it.
him.
You got it? Okay.
Don't help him.
BC Sulfura Sea Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, BC, you say? He says, looking back out again. Huh. Battle commander. Remind me, how does that fare up compared to a field commander?
He's trying to do the thing.
You are correct, sir. However, we are serving in Climë under the Dwin here.
Indeed you are. Make sure you send the River King my regards.
I will. And he'll pull out of his pack. I don't know if they have much of it, but it's something he made with this. Where is it? Flip. And he'll give the warden some average quality wine. And he says, for your success, sir.
He nods and says, thank you. Are you looking to drink with it right now?
If you're offering, I'll have a glass.
No. He's not going to drink it now, but the funny part is he's going to be like, thank you. And then like in a few hours, he's going to go to drink it and he's going to be like, what is this salty?
Oh,
You cry in a cup for me? Oh, I'm sorry. Sturgeons get you? He's sitting there like, I'm so thirsty. By the way, the other person that always cast a spell was Anno, and Anno definitely does sit around and cry all day. I mean, it's Anno. I'm sure you can understand why.
I have a question about that.
Sure,
It says the spell does not prevent subsequent natural decay or spoilage. What does that?
Yeah,
actually
it
mean?
turns into wine indefinitely. But the magical effects of it last XYZ is what it is.
Yeah, so it would still be wine.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Yeah, so he'll still have wine. Okay, good.
Okay,
All
good.
right, just
That would've
just
been-
making sure, because when I read that, I was like,
What the fuck is this?
I don't think that's how it works there, Scott.
yeah. No, I'm just trolling. I'm just scragging you. So, anyways, come on, we all. I'm like the quintessential scrag. You know, like you think of a troll, you think this like big, mighty creature just sitting there, like, yeah, that's not Scott. But a little bitch that hides in the water. There he is. There he is. Slink away.
You'd think a place like this would have more inventive ways of fighting back scrags.
No, I mean, why? It's like they have a ton of magic at their disposal. This is where
This is
people.
why.
This is where people go to end their career.
Yeah.
So, as I think Jake was that kind of noted beforehand with the warden. So, anyways, So the he takes the wine. He says, "Thank you and safe voyage. I'm sure this is not the last time we're going to see one another."
Oh no.
I hope not,
He's
sir.
gonna
I hope
request
to
us.
see you portside, I say to him.
He nods and says, "Very well, maybe."
He'll take you out of his bag because he obviously has to give him the reports that he requested.
Mhm.
He'll hand them to him as well and say,
Oh, actually, you
the
probably
report.
wouldn't hand it to him directly. You probably would have inside had it. Like this is for the warden to put onto his desk because he never wanted them out here.
Okay, yeah, all right. Well, then
Out here they get
that's just
damaged.
done.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's just done then.
Yep, exactly. You can just inform him like I left the reports for
Yeah.
you. You know. He says, "Thank you again. Safe travels. Maybe one day you'll read about the history that was made here today."
Well, that history is your glory, sir.
He'll give like one of those like quarter nods without turning his head to address you, just kind of like accepting your full resignation. It's one of those. You're like, "That's your glory."
It's not our orders, okay?
Next week we hear it's like, did you hear about the massacre at the gate?
So, anyways,
30 minutes after you left.
so I thought I heard
You know that
something.
screaming you heard on the wind?
Oh, I thought I heard screams in the wind. Oh, it's quite the howl. So anyways, you guys will eventually bring yourself back to the turnaround area. Hop into, I imagine this time because it's just there's three of you, and because there's three of you, and that horse is quite the chonker as well. If you're going to try to take a what's it called? A stream cutter or whatever I called them, right? If you're going to try to grab one of those to go up there, all three of you can't fit onto one because the horse takes up too much space. So you would have to have Tristan on a separate one
His
for me too.
own one, yeah.
So it's either that or you have to row against the current, so all of you guys can be on a more proper sized boat, which I imagine is what you'd want to do, grabbing your own keel boat that you took to come here and using that to return.
Yeah, realistically, I think probably that, because we know that at least. Rather, the stream cutters, something goes wrong, we're fucked.
I like what V-Sword just said right there. It's like, I feel like that's quintessential Viggo's leadership. You know what I mean? Galen stands up, he's got his reverb voice on, like, what was that? He's like, who knows? Not our orders. Like,
Yeah.
oh, so funny. As he like readjusts his hat over his eyes. And being Australian, you all know what that hat looks like. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we all know.
In a swamp, that'd be actually pretty useful.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, you Jake sitting there is like, I do own one of those hats.
If I had one, I would go and get it. I would.
Yeah.
I'll try and get one for next stream.
Get a good old Dundee hat.
My
I'm gonna
tactic
go to
when I got
the souvenir store for tourists.
Oh,
Yeah.
V-Sword also has something else to tell you in chat.
oh, I should prefer the tea bags.
Yes, of course.
My tactic for,
Definitely will be done.
beating the flies when I was on like a school trip was when I got too bored of I got too annoyed of like having to bat them away from my face. I got a towel, wrapped it around my head till I had like this tiny bit of vision, and that's just how I sat for like hours, just being like, this is the only way to avoid having to deal with these fucks.
I hate mosquitoes. I can't stand them. Anyways, so back to Guillaume. So you guys would give it onto your keelboat. You would have your things packed up, and you'd meet Tristan over by the keelboat, who was already getting his horse put on there. There was no reason for him to attend talking to the warden one last time, and you already said we're not staying for this. So he was getting what's his name, Carrick, getting Carrick, yeah, whatever it was,
Yeah.
Carrot onto the keelboat with the various other supplies that you guys have. The boat is significantly lighter than it was before because you took out all the stuff that was being dropped off. But other things were the other things were being put on there to be transported down as well. Because obviously, if there's a boat here, you're going to utilize the opportunity to do transportation back the other way. So you're going to go ahead and get on there and start trying to sail against the current. This time, you don't have Timmy with you anymore. And the other peoples that you had with you were staying outside of the Sturgeon Festival.
Then we pick them up, yeah.
Correct. So it's kind of just the three of you going against the current here, trying to make it your way along. Now, unfortunately, your commander here is looking a bit pale. Poor Jake's character is looking a little green in the gills. Did you have an even constitution, Jake?
My con is 11 at the moment.
Oh, so it dropped by. Okay, and what level are you again?
3.
So you lost 6 total health points off of your character sheet temporarily until that constitution goes back up. What does it bring you a new health point total to?
21.
Ooh, that's like a crag could do that. I think in one hit. Anyways, so you guys are making your way back upstream. To make
everyone
this
has more health than me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm 25. His max health is more than mine.
Yeah, that's funny. I kind of wish that the way that it worked for your class was kind of how the synthesis works. If you've seen the summoner class, so the way synthesis works is when you summon your Eidolon, which has its own health pool, that health pool then becomes like a shield over you.
Oh yeah,
But
I mean,
when
the damage reduction's really nice. So
DR is nice, of course.
Yeah.
And then once its health pool drops to 0, it's actually unsummoned. But one of the cool things that you can do is, I think it says an immediate action, so you have to waste your immediate action to do it. If it takes health points, it drops it below to 0 or less. You can siphon out of your own health points to keep it up, so you don't lose your special suit, but you lose your immediate action to do so. Which is, in my opinion, totally worth it because of all the features you have when you have it on. Anyways, so back to game. So you would be swimming against the currents to make your way there. Since none of you have profession sailor, I'm going to check that to make sure it's true on Neil, but I believe it is because we talked about it before.
Yeah.
Neil's a useless river guard. Profession farrier. Farrier. Is it farrier or farrier? I don't know. Anyways, so profession farrier is what he has on here. He still has 0 ranks in it until he levels up. So you would be making your way the other way. You're gonna have to make strength checks to make this successful because none of you guys have skill. So it's literally just straight rowing. So for all of you, it's gonna be strength checks. And this is gonna kind of determine how long it takes, and so therefore how many rolls of incident we have to make.
Strength or
Lovely.
acrobatics or what? Strength, okay.
Okay. Let me know if you want Tristan to go ahead and luck his.
I'd say
Yes.
get Tristan to luck is. Yeah, we can see how many luck dice we have.
Okay. So you guys actually, well, I should say, does Viggo want to luck his or no?
Is there a point test?
I'd say
We can make a really
no,
good start,
be-
possibly, but it might. Be
You also
better to
might
save
have
it.
negatives
There's only
on
one
your-
there.
You might have negatives on your thing to hit because of your con stuff.
No. That con and strength, two very different things. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, you could equal his if you're lucky.
Yeah.
to you. I'm fine
We've got
either way.
2 decent rolls, so we'll go with that.
Yeah, I say keep the 2 decent rolls.
So you guys actually, as Jake said a moment ago, you actually have a pretty good start. Making your way along actually goes pretty well. There's a moment where both Galen and Tristan are able to kind of like get that perfect kind of like effort going along, whereas Viggo, who is proven to not be very strong, unfortunately oftentimes has to take a break and steps out back, and so he's kind of working the rudder or whatever that you would have back there to make sure that you guys can kind of more worry about powering forward instead of using that to direct the boat as it's moving. And so but occasionally, like let's say when Galen's shoulders kind of bothering, he'd be like, I'll take a minute. And then like he'll switch out with Viggo, who comes over there and just immediately starts sweating as soon as he grabs the oar. And then you guys would continue kind of.
It was a 10, all right? It wasn't a 5.
Well, the next thing you're going to roll is for how long you can hold up these numbers, which is your Constitution
Oh
check.
no.
So technically speaking, it's a Fortitude save for how long you can hold it up. So you have additional modifiers, which is nice. But Jake is taking a -2 from the loss of con.
Ooh.
All right, cool. The 12 is not bad when it comes to Fortitude saves. So yeah, you guys actually do wait, hold on, is that Galen? Galen's crushing it.
Yeah.
So Galen
Yeah.
does most of the work here. You guys actually have a pretty good job of moving your way back downstream. Upstream. My apologies. To fighting against the currents, and things are actually progressing very well. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to have there be a chance of anything pestering you along the way. Anything, of course, but as you're making your way up there's at one point in time, a current cutter, kind of like utilizing the current in its favor this time, is swooping back the other direction. You can imagine this must be some sort of scout or guard or whatever it is, somebody that they look as though they're of the gates. You can tell by the uniform that they have as they're kind of like sailing past you pretty quickly as they go by one side. But then further up, you see a larger boat that happens to be coming the opposite direction. And the larger boat, as you're kind of like getting closer to it, they actually pull off to the side because it would allow space for you guys to pass one another. But they also give you signals for you to slow down and stop. When you're looking at the flag and whatnot that you see on the boat, because obviously it's something that you're going to have to try to identify, it's picked up pretty easily. I don't know if Tristan would know it very well because he's not the most educated and he's specifically from this region of Paradel. But Viggo, who is both of noble birth and very educated, and Galen, who has served in more than just one area of Paradel, knows that flag very well. It's actually the flag of oh my god, what's the name of that nation over there? Oh my god.
Oh, did I? I did it wrong.
Oh my god, give me 1 second. I am so sorry. I'm forgetting my own nations.
I can tell you the name in a second.
I got it right here. Jovincia.
Jovincia, yep.
It's the flag of Jovincia. I have it open now. Oh boy.
Wow, what the hell? They doing way the hell over here?
This is out of
well out of
Yeah.
their area.
Yep. This is definitely way outside of their realm. I mean, we're talking technically you're in Vala at the moment, so it's only one province.
I mean, we
How?
are on the other side of Vala.
Yeah, I mean, actually, no. Technically, you're in Paradel. That's right. Parenhia, because of where the stream is.
Yeah.
Yeah, technically, you're in Parenhia, for lands, but again, things are a little bit wonky when it comes to the gate. Does it belong to Paranhia? Does it belong to Vala? Anyways, yeah, you are very far out from Jovincia. I mean, realistically, there's not even a current of water that connects between the two different locations, right? So anyways, they have the Jovincia flag there, and they are signing for you to slow down and to stop.
Well, as much as I don't want to, this is out of the ordinary. They, I guess I'll
It's worth
sign for us to slow down and figure out what's going
on. Okay. So eventually, you guys slow down and come to a stop. And you can see that on the ship that's over there. Tesh, roll me a perception check real quick.
Ooh.
I actually can't say it. Oh, that's really good. You notice something familiar. You have kind of like a familiar tingling. As you guys kind of get close proximity and come to a stop. You have a very familiar tingling. It kind of almost like puts you on alert because you're like, I know this feeling. This is something I'm kind of akin to, but haven't felt in a long time. What is this? What is this feeling? It's been a while. You know what I mean? Like it puts you a bit on a high alert. How I imagine, are you adorned in your crystalline suit, or okay? Cool.
At the moment, he's still in the crystal suit. He was planning to stay in it while we were in the swamps. And maybe change back after the swamps, but now that he's on edge, he's gonna stay in it.
Seeing that this is the coming from Jovincia, what's his face there? Tristan will kind of like look over at Viggo as you guys are starting to see the people over there shifting to come over this way. Kind of leans over and says, "I'll keep an eye downstairs with Carrick in case you need me." And then goes to make his way downstairs, where of course he has the rest of his equipment, in case you need it. So, anyways, he makes his way downstairs to be with Carrick. Anyways, the what you end up noticing is that as you are standing there, somebody starts walking over towards the other side of the ship, and you look up, and right as you start to see a familiar face, you hear, "Gallon. Well, I'll be damned. Gallon, is that you?" And you actually see one of your companions, Gerfon, Gerphon. Gerfon actually starts to make his way, and he hops the gap between the two different bows of the boats to come over to you. He was one of the people that was training with you before.
Oh, okay.
Huh. Fancy meeting you here. And he'll go up to him and
he'll go up to him and do whatever greeting is usual.
Hey, pull him in for a hug.
Okay, fair enough.
You guys been through quite some shit together.
Actually, that's a good point. Yeah. Considering. Yeah, good point. Yep.
Yeah.
Does the full bro hug, the hug slap.
Yeah. he after you pull him in for a hug, he'll kind of take a step back and he'll put a wrap on you and say, "I see you're tough as ever."
It's coming in handy. A little less handy than I'd like, but it's working.
He looks around and says, "Does it stop the damn what are they called?"
Stowages. No, it does not. But and then he'll shift one of the spikes to spike out his shoulder. That does come in handy with them.
I bet it would. He looks around. He's like, "What are you lot doing here?" And then he actually turns and sees Viggo there, realizes Viggo's station, and then he actually will give Viggo it's a lackadaisical salute. He does salute you, but it's one of those where it's like, it's very, it has not a lot of heart into it. So it gives you kind of a lackadaisical salute. And then he turns back, he goes,
so I can write it down.
Gerfon.
Thank you.
And then he gives a laxative salute, and then he turns back to you and he says, "Because you're a little bit outside of your normal area. You're with the River King now, right?"
I am indeed. Well, technically still on the River King's turf. He sort of like gestures to the water.
He chuckles to himself. He's a bastard, isn't he?
Galen does one of those like he twitches like he's going to laugh and then stops himself.
Like making fun of the queen to a Brit. Yeah. Like, I want to laugh, but I'm not allowed to.
He would turn to Viggo and I'll wait till Jake gets back.
I need 5 minutes in a sec, so we'll do this shit.
Okay, I was just gonna say I'll turn to Viggo and say,
Viggo, this is Gerfon. Viggo, this is he's one of the people I trained with.
Oh, one of the people you trained with.
and like when he says like trained with, he does like a little bit of a nod.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Well met, Gerfon. What are you doing in these parts?
He'll actually, ignoring the question, at least at first, turns to you and says, just because you go blowing your cover for everybody else doesn't mean you got to blow mine.
He is approved.
It's kind of like a half shrug. He says, speaking of, have you ever met anybody else that has had training like us?
Not that I know, not yet, at least.
Never encountered anybody else that had kind of this specialized ability?
Is he trying? Would he be asking about Jen Malus?
No, because Jamalis was also over him.
That's what I assumed.
Yeah.
So,
And Jamalis
then,
also doesn't have these
no.
abilities.
Yeah, I haven't encountered anyone. Have I? No, I'm not
Nope.
mental blanking on it.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. What about you?
It was strange. I did once.
Interesting.
It's actually one of the reasons why I was. It's one of the reasons why I was here. It was a Perrin, absolutely, like us, and younger. He looked like he was in his 20s, but his eyes suggested he was much older. I don't know. He had strange abilities, so I just keep an eye out for him.
So Galen at first is like at the strange abilities, he'll laugh. Just like
That checks.
that checks out.
And then he'll like actually take it on knowingly.
Oh well, thank you.
It's one of those like he'll laugh at the concept and then realize no, he should take this seriously given who he's talking to, and just say and like say yeah, thank you, I'll look out.
Yeah. So he kind of like nods, thinking about it, and says, "Anyways, so you're coming from the gates. You were at Magadan."
Yes.
Trying to think about how much he should say. He'll just say,
Supplies, and there was a scuffle. Scrags, they're the worst.
They're a bitch. I'm sure you took care of them, no problem.
Well, there were 3 of them, and it was me and a couple of guards, so pushed them away.
Did you happen to see the warden there?
Yes. And
he'll do like a confused look. So at that point, he's like looking towards Viggo, being like, yeah. So what about what's this about the warden?
He says, how was the warden?
seemed good. Why?
Oh, just going to check in on him, make sure that everything's running well. I'm sorry. You know how I get investigative. It's you. And he just kind of like looks over at Viggo, trying to do the whole charismatic tie him into the conversation, like and then like looks back at Galen, ignoring Viggo again, and says, "I'm actually here on official business. There was an incident back west. The Yavin here was assassinated.
Oh,
We heard about it,
when did
right?
that happen?
I think maybe you did Vigo, but I don't think Galen did.
Yeah, I definitely did because we did rolls for it. Like
Mhm.
you,
I thought we
you
did.
heard about it. I didn't.
Oh,
I remember that much.
Yeah.
So yeah, just
When did that happen?
um, going on about 6-7 weeks ago now.
Huh. Did they ever go back?
Yes and no. The person on the scene wielding the weapon was the warden. However,
The warden hasn't left Magadan.
the warden, in theory, hasn't left Magadan. Very likely could have. But the warden's escape from the Yavanhir's home when this took place involved a degree of magic that I don't think the warden has. The warden has never been known to have been magically capable unless he's been hiding it all these years of service. So it's kind of a tip of the hand, if you will, to whoever this assassin was. There was also a female accomplice, poorly disguised with a terrible name. Hold on. He looks down to check his notes again, and it's oh god, what was that name again?
it was really bad. I can't remember what it was.
Her
but it
name
really
was
bad.
her name was Neva Mind.
That's right.
Lieutenant
mind.
Lieutenant Commander Never Mind.
How the hell did that pass?
Yeah. I think there was
There are magics to change the way one looks. Seems like a simple case of that.
We believe we know who was involved in the situation, but we have to follow up on all details. It's known that Rena the Destroyer, if you know the name, was in the area at the time. Not immediately in Renetslav, but in the general vicinity, at least within 100 miles of. So it's more than likely her antics at it again. So it's more than likely her who we're on the hunt for.
Well, good luck then. I hope you find and bring whoever it was to justice.
Well, if you could help me out, I am about to go and have an investigation with the warden. Anything that you can provide to assist me in my in these matters. I would rather not step out of turn to collect the information I need.
What? Thinking to myself, this is like a meta thing. What sort of information could I give that would be really useful? This is just my brain being dead right now.
You can also turn to Viggo. Viggo might have more information. He
That's a
spent
good
more
point,
time with the
actually.
warden.
He would sort of like sit there thinking just then.
Viggo, what do you think? Do you have anything that might be useful? So clear or otherwise?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, you're muted.
The warden has been busy with his project. It's taken up a lot of his time. You'll find that these allegations are unfounded. As for information that could help you, no. The warden has been preoccupied with his task.
What project is the warden working on?
What was it again? The opening it so
accessing
ships
the
could turn around or
road.
something.
No, he was accessing.
No. I'm talking about the ships. He was expanding
my
the
bad.
canal.
So ships could actually pass through and everything could happen
That's right,
more
yeah.
easily, more secure,
Yeah.
so on and so forth. Yep.
More, yeah. All in all, better construction of the area, ease of use.
Yeah. So Viggo says that.
You don't say anything more, then Galen wouldn't say anything more.
Yeah.
He thinks to himself and says, the warden does fancy himself a bit of an architect. That is something that it's not some simple mundane task he could just have a body double look after while he's adventuring to and fro. It seems like a rather sizable alibi, don't you think?
In my opinion, the warden has been here.
I mean, can I?
It's your investigation. I have nothing to be able to add.
I didn't do any sense motives on the spot, but can I do like a retroactive sense motive of the conversations that happened? I don't mind. It's got massive
With the
negative.
warden?
Yeah.
No, fine as is. You would have no reason to question. You know what I mean? So the person you expected was in the area that you expected, behaved as you expected, you know? So, but go ahead.
As far as I can tell, he seemed to be on the level about it all. He was wanting to complete construction so he could hopefully get himself out of there.
Well, one way or another, I'm going to have to get to the bottom of this. Listen, this person that I encountered, at one point in time when I fought them, as I attacked him, there was a very strong smell of honeysuckle, and I took the wound. I think he was also trained by our inside your head you get a missive that says, I think he was also so he says, I also suffered the wound. He says, I think we have mutual friends, out loud, but in your head you hear, I think he was also trained by Abstergo 13.
Yeah. That sort of there's a pause and then
Interesting.
honestly, I think I'd probably reply with a missive as well, because this is fairly secret stuff, saying perhaps an old student.
He actually kind of, scratches his chin and he says to you, returning in the missive, it was remarked we were his first students.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's more interesting then.
Well, that
Technically speaking, he would have been an older student, by the way. Because the way time works out.
Oh, yeah.
I'll keep an eye out then. Thank you. And that is worrying to say the least.
He nods. Jake, your character, if you were perceptive, sense motive, you may have noticed that there was a weird pause in the conversation there, where
yeah, actually, that's a good point. Yeah, that would very much be the sort of thing that someone like Viggo could notice, I imagine.
Well, what do you want
To a
to
normal person, it might just look like
Sense
an awkward
motive.
conversation.
where they're both giving each other eyebrows.
Up to you, Scott.
Yeah, I'd say with a 15. I mean, you notice like an awkward pause, but nothing that tips, like nothing that you really pick up is maybe they're both just being a little contemplative for a second. You can definitely tell they're guarding their words. Like that's you're not done with that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he says, well, as much as I would love to stop and have a drink, fuck it. And then he says, we get the nicer ship. Why don't you come over and have a drink? If anybody gets clogged up behind us, they can fuck off for a bit. And he'll actually go and hop back across to the other boat to
No, sorry. It says, I would laugh. Gallon would laugh at that, but then look over to Viggo to see his thoughts.
A quick one wouldn't hurt.
Okay.
Gallon would quickly, like, just sort of hop down the stairs, drop the suit, and come back up again and jump over.
Okay. And you guys would be able to just kind of like relax and have another couple of drinks. You can see that specifically in this group here. Please remind me for that you had other names written down from your session 0,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Your commander is obviously your commander is actually still around, right?
Yeah. So Minerva.
Yeah.
She was. She's the one that we did get back. She was injured, but she made it back.
Correct. So Minerva happens to be over there as well.
Oh.
When you got that familiar twinge, I was just making sure that I was correct at this. When you get your familiar twinge, that was actually proximity to Minerva. Because
well, look who it is.
she looks at you with a bit of a smile and says, "Galen."
Minerva, it's good to see you. How's the leg?
She goes, "It's working perfectly fine." She's slow as shit, he says in a missive to you. And when he says that in a missive to you, she looks up at him and narrows her eyes. And he says, "I didn't say anything." And then he'll turn and go grab some drinks. And at this point in time, Niels is having some technical difficulties with his internet at the moment. I know. What an unfortunate time to have his camera freeze. It's so annoying. Yeah. V-Sword, why do you ruin everything?
Okay. You know what? Now might actually be a really good point to have a quick break while Jake needs to go.
That perfectly, of course. And this RP doesn't need to go on for much longer anyways. So
yeah.
Why don't we take that quick break? I think all of us have to pee anyways. Besides, Shinny showed up. And when Shinny shows up,
too much coffee.
When Shinny shows up, too much coffee? All right.
Sorry.
Weird catchphrase, man. Oh, sure. Sure, yeah. Yeah, okay.